Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival and Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and what I have for you today is how to cross-load our pocket survival kit. Stand by. Alright guys, so had a couple of comments from a previous video about pocket survival items and why we carry those things and how we cross-load. And something that came to my attention based off of your guys' feedback is that really didn't go over cross-loading and how we do that and how we put things in our pockets, plus how we conceal some items. And so we're going to do that today. We're going to take a look at this uniform I've got right here, plus our pocket survival items. We're going to cross-load our items in our uniform and kind of demonstrate that for you guys today. So I've got a top, as well as a bottom or a pair of pants and the blouse of a military uniform, as well as a set of dirty nasty boots, so we can demonstrate some of the options with cross-loading survival equipment. All right, so we'll lay these guys out. Pants right here have a blown out crotch. That's the most important part of any cross-loading of military survival equipment, is having that blown out crotch. But a good convective breeze cools us off. All right, good to go. Plus, it makes access to go to the bathroom or utilizing that wood line a lot quicker and faster and easier for us. It's all about efficiency, guys. But we'll carry on anyway. All right, let's start with the top first. All right, so real quick, let's look at the pockets and the space available that we have to cross-load the larger items with our pocket survival kit. We have two breast pockets right up front here, left and right hand side. On the sleeves, we have two arm or shoulder pockets. And then on the left hand arm, we have our pin holders where we can place our pins. We can also place a lot of different things in here. One other thing I want to bring to your attention is down here by the cuff, we have a lot of different seams that are kind of doubled up here, and they're relatively thick. Those are great places to hide shims or lock-picking devices because they're already really thick and they're somewhat firm. So if we place a shim in there and it just kind of creates that feel of firmness with a lot of that material around it, it may be unsuspecting to somebody who's not experienced with doing a search, but obviously you crumple clothes like this to feel for those things. And once you feel that, obviously you're in a bad spot and then you're going to have a really bad time. But it's a good place to double up and put some escape items. All right, so that's the top. With our pants, obviously our waistband, everybody's worn pants before. Belt loops, and then we have our two front pockets, and then our blown out crotch once again. We have cargo pockets, left, right hand side, where you can place all of our gear. These are buttons, which I prefer. You can get your hand in there, even while it's buttoned, to grab your stuff. And then down at the end of each pant leg, similar to our top, we have two leg pockets. And these are buttoned as well, so we have to undo the button. It's right in the center to get down here and get in our gear. And then even further down, kind of like the cuffs on our top, down here at the hem of our pants, there used to be boot blouse or ties right here. Right in here is an open space where we can actually conceal different things in the hem of our pants. Again, similar to our cuff up top, people may not be experienced in searching, so they may overlook this part of our clothing, which is a good place to hide things. It's a ready-made pocket that is somewhat unsuspecting, but now you guys know. Again, we have hem and seams all the way up our pants. One really good hem that I like is right up here at the front pocket. Right here where the front pocket meets the sides of our pants. This is a really strong and reinforced seam with a lot of threading. And something that I prefer to do is come through the top right here, cutting away the threading just right here in the middle of the seam. And that's just big enough where we can put another shim or a pick or something, some sort of escape item that is vertically placed on our body, which makes it harder or is less likely to be discovered during a search. But there's a lot of material right here, so it could fit in there and be somewhat unsuspecting. The person searching us could assume it's just thick fabric and quickly overlook that in an initial search. But this is a great spot, again, to put some escape items. Cash belt, we can include this as part of our uniform because we're going to be wearing it. From experience, the belt is probably going to be one of the first things taken from you in a more extensive search. And so limiting what we put in our cash belt is probably going to be better for us. We want to distribute everything across our uniform as best as possible. We can still have things in our cash belt and then improvise later on if we have the opportunity. But with a cash belt like this, the buckle itself, and this is a Wazoo cash belt, the buckle itself has a signaling mirror, so we can eliminate that signaling mirror from our packing list because we have one right here in our buckle. As long as we retain the buckle and we don't lose it or it's not taken from us, we have a way to signal search and rescue aircraft. Also in here, inside the cash belt, which just opens from the top like that, you can see we've got a little escape compass to get cardinal directions and quickly move out. Just get that basic bearing for north, south, east, and west, and then move out in the appropriate direction. And then right back here on the inside of the belt where we have that Wazoo cash belt stamp or patch, right here is where I like to place a cuff key. There's a small plastic cuff key right back here. That way, if I have my hands behind my back, I can quickly get to that cuff key and attempt to escape handcuffs at the opportune time. Plus, we should always know where our gear is in our pockets in case we have to access it in the dark. And so having this right in the back or the small of my back means that I have access to it. I know where it is because of the relation of the belt, how it sits on me, as well as this little sewn-in patch. And I can still get to it fairly easy from the top and access the entirety of the belt. All right, boots are part of our uniform. It's coming with us if we're wearing good shoes. And so we can still use this to cross-load and put more survival items on. One of the best ways is trading out the boot laces for actual paracord. This isn't even paracord, this is survival paracord, so there's some extra stuff inside the paracord. And that Atwood paracord has the 7 guts or inner strands of our paracord, but it also comes with monofilament fishing line. We have jute twine that's waxed in here we can use for tinder. We have a Dynacord, which is just a really strong heat-resistant cordage that we could use for snares, as well as Kevlar cordage down here that we could use for snares or for sawing pieces of plastic or different materials. And so we have a lot with just basic survival cord, like this stuff that comes off the shelf that we can use with our boot laces, and it gives us a lot of different tools compared to normal paracord. So it would be a good idea to have even just normal paracord as our boot laces, but then to plus up with that survival paracord, because now we have a lot of different things we can do right here. Fishing, starting fires, setting snares, reinforcing shelters, a lot of different things with just survival paracord that can be a 6-foot or 7-foot hank on our boots. All right, let's bring it back to the belt really quick. We talked about the inside of the belt, those small cache items that can go in our belt. Let's talk about the outside. For survival purposes, we're gonna have typically our fixed blade survival knife, as well as some sort of multi-tool or secondary cutting tool on our belt for all survival tasks. All right, so here's the majority of the stuff that we had in our previous video for that pocket survival kit. And what we're gonna do is take a look at these things and we're gonna divide it into top and bottom, because a lot of the larger items are gonna go in our pants, right? And a lot of the smaller items can probably fit in our top. All right, so first thing, that larger filter, it's probably gonna be in our pants. It's a large item, it's not gonna fit in our top. The same thing with that Mylar, probably go down there. That tourniquet is gonna be a large pocket item, so we're gonna place that in our pants. We've got a cravat that could go top or bottom. We could even take this out and fold it up, put it in a back pocket. We'll keep it in the wrapping, and that's gonna go down in our pants. Cordage, that's probably in the pants. Same with the flashlight. Our lighter, it's gonna go in the front pocket, so we have access to it. We can start a fire very quickly in the pockets. We've got 2 escape items, just a bobby pin and hair barrette. That bobby pin is gonna go in our pants, and that hair barrette is gonna go in our top, and I'll show you how to do that. That pin is gonna go in top, folding knife, pants. Right, a printout and waterproof portion of the map area that we're gonna be working in. So with this map, this is just a technique. We can fold this up or make it smaller. This is just a printout that's covered in acetate that is waterproof. We're probably gonna wanna keep this as close to us as possible. So we're gonna put that in that top breast pocket. That panel marker, a signaling device, can probably go in the top. It's very lightweight. We can get at it very easily and then put it away easily. That whistle and that mirror, we want to protect that mirror, and we want to have that whistle ready to go at a moment's notice. So we're going to probably put this in the opposite breast pocket of the map. We got that chem light. It's another signaling device. It's relatively small. We're going to need to have this in distribute or signal. So in case we lose our top or get a pocket blown out for whatever reason, we have another signal. So we're going to put this in the bottom. Got a water bag that can go just about anywhere. We'll put it in the top. We got a fire device. We already have our lighter down in our pocket with this magnesium bar. We can place it in our top. We've got a fishing kit, just that little sachet with hooks, lines, sinkers, little razor blade to go after some fish at the water's edge. It's very small. We'll put that in our bottoms. Then we've got that little Firefly with the 9-volt taped up, another strobe or a light. We want to have access to this, and we also want to protect it so we don't lose it, but this can go in any pocket. All right, so here's our dividing line. We have items going in the top on this side. We have items going in the pants on this side. The things up top are going to be smaller and probably more important for us. Things like our maps so we can land navigate, as well as signals for search and rescue aircraft. That way we can signal, we can land navigate out of our situation, but we also have cross-loaded some items onto the pants. That way, if we lose our top or we blow out a pocket, we still have ways to signal and start fire over here. You'll notice that in the top we have a magnesium bar. It's too easy to carry that in a pocket, lightweight. We can also have another fire starter down in our pants, like this lighter in our front pocket that we can take out. We have other signaling devices like that chem light buzzsaw, as well as our strobe that can go in our pockets, and even that flashlight, the strobe setting on that, as well as that Mylar blanket could be signals. But a lot of the larger items are going in our pockets just because of space availability. Smaller items, more important things that we want to hold on to and keep close to our chest, literally, like this map, are going to go in our top. And that's how we divide our items and kind of decide where those items are going to go, based off space, based off importance, based off cross-loading. Those three things are going to be what determine our cross-loading capabilities and how we divide our kit up. All right, so we're going to start with our pants. Pretty easy. Starting off, we have that folding knife. It goes right in our pocket on our dominant side so we can access it very easily right there in our pocket with that pocket clip. On the opposite side, we can take our lighter, throw it in that pocket. Could go in our cargo pocket, but we want to have it somewhere secure right against our leg so we can feel it at all times, so we know it's there, so we have that fire starting source in our pants and we know we've got it in our pocket. One other thing we can probably throw in this front pocket, just because of its size and the fact that it's most likely not to fall out, is our small little fishing kit in that tape. We're going to feel it's in there. We're going to know it's in there. It's going to sit flat in our pocket, and rarely, unless something really traumatic happens, it's not going to fall out of our pocket. So we can put that in our front pocket as well. All right, so now let's do our cargo pockets right here. It really doesn't matter, each side dependent. We just want to cross-load items as best as possible. Now, the left-hand side, my left-hand side, your right, we're gonna take our big filter and that paracord. Again, we have paracord on our boots, so not absolutely necessary, but having more paracord is always great. Take those two items, they're gonna go in our left-hand side. Then in our right cargo pocket, we're gonna take our cravat and our headlamp and put it in there. One thing about the cravat and headlamp, the headlamp we could easily wear around our neck, and that's typically how I wear it. I recommend that, especially if you're out in the woods for an extended period of time and you don't have that much kit with you and you want to maintain control of your flashlight. Take it out. It's got a band on it. You can take that band, put it around your neck so you can wear it at all times. That way you have positive control and you're not gonna lose it. That can go in our cargo pocket. And then with that cravat, like I mentioned before, we can take this out of the wrapping, fold it up, put it in one of the back pockets back here, like a handkerchief or a bandana. It'll stay there and we always have it on us. That way we can limit some of the items we put in our pockets so we don't have a bunch of stuff clanging and banging around in our pockets while we're moving through the brush. All right, now we're doing our lower pants pockets, just these small ones. They've got that button in the center. We'll undo those. And there's something special I want to show you with this pocket really quick, but right underneath the flap, right here is a good little spot where we can conceal some escape items, and that's a perfect spot for a little bobby pin. Now how we do this, you need to take out our multi-tool. We're gonna clip off those little rounded ends and then flatten them down. And then grab that little end that's sticking up, fold it down. So it looks like that, relatively flat. We still have that little loop on top. And then now what we do is we take this and we insert it right here at the side of the pocket. Again, it's vertical. We want things vertical, escape items as vertical as possible because they're coming down and patting down, and they may not feel this, but if it's laying crossways as they pat down, they'll definitely feel that, even with just a cursory search. But you can see that bobby pin is barely hanging out. This is a great little spot to just have something concealed and maybe easily enough explained away if it's found or falls out. But that's a great place to conceal one of our escape items that we have as part of our kit. All right, so down in our two pants pockets, some things could go in here that we may be willing to part with for whatever reason. If the pocket blows out or we just lose them, or if these items can sustain a lot of damage, we can place them in these pockets. It's gonna be that chem light as well as that Mylar blanket that can go in one pocket. That way we have a signaling device as well as a sheltering item or an alternate signaling device in one pocket. Very lightweight, and it's not gonna bang around in our leg. We're gonna place our tourniquet. This is an SLP that a lot of soldiers and GWAT used to do. Take a tourniquet, at least one, place it down here in this pocket so it's readily available, with that red strap sticking out of the pocket like this, and then fold the cover of that pocket over, secure it, and then now everybody can see that this pocket has a tourniquet in it, and if you get hurt, they know to go to that pocket, grab the tourniquet. They won't even see your little escape item right in there, but they'll grab that tourniquet, put it on you, and save your life. All right, and that completes our pants. As you can see, we can still fold this uniform up nice and easy. There's not much weight to it. We can eliminate a lot of the wrapping in here if we're worried about the noise or anything, but still, the majority of our kit is right in these pants. Still, very easy, lightweight. We can put on. It's not gonna cause us a lot of discomfort. A lot of these items can sustain a little bit of use and abuse as we're moving through the terrain, but there's half of our kit. Now let's move to our top. All right, now let's go over our top. We really don't have a lot of space up here, so we're gonna have to combine some items in pockets. Let's start with these two breast pockets. All right, because I'm right-hand dominant, I'll probably put the map over here in the left side so I can get to it, and it fits right nice in there. In the other breast pocket, we can probably put flatter items so we can lay in the prone. They're not gonna be as uncomfortable to have right here on our chest. So in this pocket, we can place things like our signaling mirror as well as our whistle, not gonna be in the way. And even that other fire lighting item, I'm probably gonna put in the chest pocket just because it's so important to have fire or the ability to start fire. So that mag bar is going in the chest pocket opposite our mirror. It'll sit in there relatively flat. It's waterproof, it can take some damage, and it's not gonna be uncomfortable or in our way. All right, now we'll take a look at our sleeves and our sleeve pockets. Now up in the top pockets, we have signals on the right side already. So I'm gonna put other signals on the left-hand side. It's gonna be that panel, aviator survival panel, as well as that IR strobe. I decided to take this out of the pants because this is relatively important and we don't wanna use it. Plus it's got a little bit of weight to it. It could be uncomfortable, but we may need to use this at a moment's notice. So it's gonna go right in that pocket as well. And we'll secure that. On the opposite side, we've got our drink bag and iodine tablets. Very lightweight, very easy. Just goes right in that pocket. And that way we have a way to drink water, not only in our pants, but in our pockets up top as well. Now let's take a look at the pin holders. All right, and our pin holders here on the sleeve, they can place a pin unsuspecting, can be explained away. Hey, we're taking notes or whatever, or I always have a pin on me, something like that. But the Zebra 701 here is full metal, which means that we can use it not only to write with, but we can use it as a weapon if necessary, or a way to break glass and extract ourselves from a vehicle if possible. So we can take that, place it in one of the pin holders all the way in, and it'll sit there, good to go. One thing I wanted to show you down here at the cuff, again, we talked about the seams that are in here that are really good for potentially concealing escape items. One item that can go in the seam right here is a little hair barrette. We can turn this thing into a shim. Now how we do that is we pop open the hair barrette and we're going to rip off the middle right here. We're just gonna break it out. And it breaks real easy. We're then just going to break the end off right here that connects the hair barrette, that circular portion. We're just gonna fold it back and forth until it breaks off, like that. And then now, right here, we have a shim. We can keep these two legs of the hair barrette together and they will act as a shim. We can actually cross them over one another like that, so they sit flat, and then we can put it in the seam right here. All right, so the way we do this is we take out our knife or our razor blade, another reason to have razor blades as part of your kit, and the thread that goes right here at the cuff of our sleeve, we're gonna cut as it goes over top of the material, and we're gonna attempt to pull it out. You see right here, I just pulled out the material. It's that little thread, that's all you need. Take your knife, go in underneath to make sure it's clear without cutting the sleeve itself. And now, within a couple of seconds, we have a spot where we can slip our shim and push it all the way in. And now it's hidden. You can take our lighter and burn that as well. But now we have that escape tool that feels like part of the seam itself, and it's hidden. We can get to it by simply accessing it. If our hands are bound together, we can use our other hand, pull this out, get our shim out, and then shim out a handcuff. Same thing with the pants. We can fold this up. It's lightweight, not much to it. And we have the rest of our pocket survival kit cross-loaded in our top. So now we have our pants loaded, our top loaded with our survival items, as well as our cash belt and our boots. And we've got our entire survival kit in our uniform, ready to go, on us, in our clothing, for whatever we need. And that's how we cross-load our survival pocket carry items. All right, guys, another down and dirty video this weekend on how to cross-load our survival items into our clothing, as well as our boots and our belt, so we can carry them with us wherever we go. I really hope you like this video. It is Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all of you guys. Happy Father's Day to all your dads. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you like this video as well. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate you guys' feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.